Hi there, slightly different video today. I'm following up on a networking meeting that I went to this morning. I was asked to go and speak, and the topic that I was asked to just talk about was how digital channels all fit together. The people that are around the table, the business group that are around the table are talking about how they're always getting phone calls from people offering them solutions, digital solutions, and they were wondering what my advice would be about what they should do in terms of websites and what they should do in terms of other marketing tactics such as search engine optimization or social media, etc. So I did a 10-minute presentation, and what I thought I would do is that I would summarize that again for the people who were already there, and also for those people or for those of you who went to that meeting, would also talk as well about knowing what the right thing to do is all about. Now, marketing, there are two elements to marketing, if you like. First of all, there are strategic considerations, and then there are marketing tactics. I suppose there's also marketing communications on top of that once you've decided what tactics to do. But what I said to the group this morning, and just to reiterate that, is that there are strategic questions that you need to answer before you can make a valid decision about which of the tactics that people are ringing you up about every day are the right ones to choose. So, what are those questions that you need to answer before you know whether you can make a judgment on whether the tactics that people are pitching to you are the right ones for your business? Well, there are two core questions. The first one is, what does a good customer look like? I could speak for 20 minutes and I'll probably do another video alone about what does a good customer look like. But most businesses that I meet haven't really defined what a good customer look like. Not tightly enough. And I use an example which I'll use in another video about the two ladies who were differing ages, and you average them together, and the dangers of taking an average and trying to target everybody with a single communication through a single channel with a single proposition. You need to identify distinct groups and define exactly what a good customer looks like. Because if you talk to the wrong people, then you're going to have lots of trouble with your marketing communications or your sales effort. So remember, the first question that we need to answer is, what does a good customer look like, or what do the groups of good customers who can and will buy from us look like? The second question is, then why should they buy? What are the right things to say to those people? And in the example where I use these two ladies, they buy exactly the same product, but they're buying it for completely different reasons. Okay, so you need to understand for each one of those groups the reasons and motivations why they choose your product as opposed to your competitor's product. And people buy because of why your product or service, I should say service as well, why your product or service is different from that of your competitors and what the benefit of that difference is. Okay, so everything else you're very, very comparable. But when it comes down to it, there may be a slight difference in your product, or there might be a slight different feature, or it may well be that you differentiate in some way, and you need to understand why you are different and what the benefit of that difference is to your customers. Because it's that you then need to highlight. So in simple terms, I boil that down to making sure you're talking to the right people and making sure you're saying the right things. Surely you've got to agree that if you talk to the wrong people and say the wrong things, then it's no wonder that your marketing doesn't work. So, very specific groups, very specific messages, okay. You imagine trying to sell, and the example that I used this morning was trying to sell fishing rods to somebody who doesn't fish. Yeah, there's a chance that they know somebody that does fish and they might want to buy one on their behalf, but you can't go about trying to do marketing on the off chance that somebody will buy. You need to be much more structured and strategic, structured and targeted about it than just simply go, well, there's a chance that somebody might buy. That way is a road to spending lots of money and not getting lots of results for it. So make sure you're talking to the right people, make sure you're saying the right sort of things as well. When you understand what a good customer looks like and understand what the right message is, when somebody rings you up about search engine optimization or email marketing or using social media or advertising on the back of a bus or a toilet door or whatever it might be, the simple question that you then need to ask them is, or the information that you need to give them is, this is my target market and this is the message. How will your channel help me to get that message in front of that audience? I did say channel, but it could channel, tactic, words that are interchangeable. So how does your channel or tactic help me to get this message in front of these people? Now, if they can't answer that, they're probably people who don't really understand what marketing is about and don't really understand where their tactic can fit into the bigger picture. But now you understand what a good customer looks like, and now you understand what a great message and a differentiated message is all about. You're in a position to then say, right, okay, I'm going to work with people who are going to be aligned with my strategic goals of putting this message in front of this customer. So those are the core things that you need to consider when assessing marketing tactics. And marketing tactics in the main are there to drive traffic to a website or a social media property, if you like a Facebook page, but generally it's to drive people to a website. When you get them at the website, the role of the website then needs to be established. So then we're into website strategy. So the role of the website needs to be established in terms of what do we want it to do? How do we convert people from a position of research into a position of putting their hand up and saying, I'd like to talk to somebody at this business or your business? How do we convert them from mildly interested into somebody that's going to register or perhaps download a white paper or some sort of other lead magnet that you might have on your website? Because once we've captured some data on those people, we can then drop them into email marketing programs using the CRM system in an automated way, so it's all done lights out and without your manual intervention every day. But a system of campaigns that converts non-buyers into people who will buy, or at least helps you to convert non-buyers into people who might inquire or might ask for an appointment. And then you've got an onboarding process to take those customers, and when they place their first order or they come on board, to give them a great customer experience and make sure that through a nursery program, through the onboarding process and then the nursery program, that they then become loyal customers. Home shopping and mail order businesses and e-commerce businesses understand that there is this process. Once they've taken people through conversion into nursery and then into through onboarding and then into nursery, once they've established them as a regular customer, they then drop them into retention communications and they monitor them to make sure that they're not going dormant or lapsing because they don't buy. And if they are, they've got to pick them up and they've got to reactivate them and get them going again. All those communications are all about driving people back to the website or getting them to order again and building what we call lifetime value. Lifetime value is a function of how often they buy and how much they buy, and we call that frequency of purchase and weight of purchase, remember. So we have this model of driving traffic to some sort of property like a website or a Facebook page or whatever, converting them to divulge some data, and then having a whole range of processes arranged around that so that we convert people from people who are interested into loyal customers. So what I did was I put and highlighted this home shopping map that you'll have been seeing pop up on a regular basis across this presentation, and I hope that's useful for you in getting some real context of understanding when somebody gets in touch with you, knowing whether it's the right thing to do.
Thanks for listening. You can find out more about me and all the places you can find me on social media, etc. by visiting my website at www.askmjs.co.uk. The links are also in the notes below. That's links to my website and the other places on social media, etc. Don't hesitate to get in touch if you think I can help with anything. I'm always happy to hear from people, even if it's just to say hi. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and a comment. That would mean a lot to me, and it's great to know what people think. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. The button is just below the video, down and to the left, and it really helps me out, and you'll also get a message when I post another video. See you soon.